Happy Valentine's Day, Earth signs. So let me know in the comments if you like this form of delivery. I know that people want to see me. People also want to see the cards. Sometimes the cards get reversed. So I'm trying this method and I hope it works out. Okay, I want to get right into it. The first two cards I pulled before I pulled the third card on the top row were Fool's Gold with Love Cords. The message that I received immediately from that is that this is a relationship in the past that may have always been superficial. Now, the thing about the Fool's Gold card is it's actually not a card of being like a scammer, but it is a card of superficiality. That's what it has always meant to me. So it's something that there's no depth. It's only on the surface, okay? It's not intentionally deceptive. It just is what it is, and it's superficial. And then we have love cords. So love cords represents the energetic cords between us and other people. Now it just depends on the nature of our relationship, how thick, how strong, how attached we become, right? Like one conversation versus, being married to someone for 3 or 4 years. Obviously the depth of love cord will be different, but it still tells me that this is a relationship that the cord is already formed. This isn't talking about somebody brand new. So then I pulled an oracle card and it says passion. And that makes sense with where we're at. What Spirit is showing me at this point is a connection to someone in the past that I will say looks like it's been primarily lustful, right? It's been primarily intimacy based. And this person, I feel, wants to come back in. But then the next card I pulled was the card from the Divine Masculine deck, okay? And that says clues. I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. Again, this tells me that this is a person from the past, that you have been heavily on their mind to the point where Spirit is actually giving them signs and saying, hey, if you want to make this right, then do it. Nobody's stopping you. And I feel like they're seeing your name everywhere, or it could be a song or a nickname, something. The caveat, the part that I found very interesting is when I pulled an advice card, because I'm reading to the Divine Feminine. So you can take this energy and flip it. If you're a cross watcher, take it how it resonates. But it says creator. I manifest my own reality with my thoughts and words. What this tells me is that you actually have more power than you realize in the situation. That is why I pulled the clarifying card. And the clarifying card was, look what the cat dragged in, returns and apologies. This is supposed to represent somebody who's genuinely sorry. They're vulnerable. Their heart is like a black hole. They've got the big sad cat eyes. They're vulnerable and they are sorry. So when I see these two cards together, what it tells me is that when this person comes back in, they are going to be genuinely sorry. And if you aren't able to forgive them, if you can't release them from their past actions, then the relationship can't go any farther. It just can't, right? It's like if somebody cheats on you and you say, okay, we're going to work through, but you hold it over their head every day. What are you doing? Why would you continue to be in the relationship if you can't get past that, right? Like that's a time to separate. So this is kind of saying, can you release this person from their past actions? I do believe that they are genuinely going to apologize to you. But even if they don't, or even if they haven't yet, it really doesn't take an apology for you to forgive. Forgiveness is something that comes within you. People can apologize and you cannot accept their apology. People can apologize and you can't accept their apology. You can also forgive people that have never apologized. So what I'm getting is that there may be a need to start working on releasing other people's past negative actions, forgiving them for it. Now, forgiveness does not necessarily mean that When they come back in, you just act like nothing's happened. The reason why we forgive people before they apologize is almost to lay the foundation for them. Because when our energy is radiating anger, hostility, walls, blockages, you're a dog, you did this, you did that, you did all these things, it can be very scary and intimidating for somebody to walk up and apologize to that, right? So they still have to do the work, but the other part of it too is, can you hear them? If you're in a space where you're all wall and somebody apologizes to you, how many times have we heard somebody, say they're sorry and the other person responds back with, no, you're not. Well, because they're not even listening, just wall. So put positive energy out there. The other way that it becomes easier to forgive other people is when we take responsibility for our part in it. And it doesn't even mean that I'm not expecting anybody to take responsibility for being betrayed or lied to or, anything horrible, but we can always take responsibility for our role in it. Meaning, did we see red flags and we didn't leave too soon or soon enough? Were we a doormat and we allowed this person to walk all over us, and then we were upset with the situation in the way that it played out? So this can go in a lot of different ways depending on the nature of your past relationship. But what I'm getting for earth signs is that somebody from your past is about to come in. They may lead with the passion and the intimacy, because I feel that chemistry between you two is already there. And so, but I'm just kind of getting that they're coming at it in a different way than you might perceive it. So when I see these two cards, and I've got a man who, it says Clue and he's wearing glasses, so it's giving me like Clueless vibes. And then we've got this woman who's like very thoughtful, and she's like, what is about to happen here? What I'm feeling is that if this person has always been superficial in the past, when they come in, you might feel like it's just going to be sex again. They just want one thing. This is how they've always been. But what I'm getting from their perspective is that they are genuinely sorry. They do need to say it, and I feel that they will. But they might want to lead with what they think their strong suit is. This person might feel so guilty for what they've done that they don't even realize that they have more to offer, or that's something that they always felt confident about in your connection, that they were able to, be very satisfying in an intimate way. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep it PG. So just because they're coming in with passion doesn't mean that it has to be this again. But remember, you are the creator, and you are real. This person is lost, and they're vulnerable, and they miss you, and they want to feel like this again. Okay. So I'm really kind of picking up like just this vibe of like, they don't really know what to do, but they know they need to do something. So it's saying, what is it that you want? If you give them intimacy immediately, that's your choice, but what foundation are you laying? If you make them apologize first, meaning you're like lukewarm, you're receptive, you communicate, you're friendly, but you make the communication happen first, then that's what's going to happen first. Do you want a relationship, or do you want something superficial? And that's okay if the answer is you want something superficial right now. Like, that's all I can handle. That's actually what I want. But it's saying that they're going to take the first step by coming forward, apologizing, and trying to get romantic. But at the end of the day, it is truly up to you the way that this plays out. Are you willing to hear them out? Are you willing to accept their apology? I feel you will. And I feel Spirit is saying you should. be open to vulnerability.